on camera because it's like there's like certain jokes that friends can make that this is only acceptable within our friend group. This isn't
Yeah.
real. It's a bit. And like I feel like it's the same with relationships where like you get too comfortable around someone and you relax the back of your mind that says like we're actually different people and we do look at things differently because like I saw assuming that we're on the same page about everything, and it can be shocking when it's like, oh, you looked at that completely different than me, because everything about us and them is different. It's not just the testosterone versus estrogen, the like hunter versus gatherer, like everything. Like we look at things differently because we each bring different qualities to the table that's needed to create life. Like we need to be made up of a little bit of both sides, but like it's truly even the woman who's most similar to you in the best ways is still the opposite of you as a person. And I think we forget about that, and it becomes unhealthy. But like
Becomes
just
toxic.
to like talk about your situation specifically, Shy, since you brought it up, like I just want to say, like, I know you're going through a hard time, and I'm in no way I'm invalidating how you feel, because I think that happens to men too much. Is like we're told to express our feelings, and then we get invalidated as soon as we do, and
Yeah.
it makes us less like we're more hesitant to share again. But like I just want you to know, man, like you can drive yourself crazy, and you will, because we do this post breakup about what went wrong or what was I lacking or something. But like honestly, it was her problem. Like you can never know why someone did something, why someone chose something over something else. Like we don't know their full backstory, we don't know their reasons, and like it sucks not knowing that. But I feel like there's no such thing as closure. That's like a sitcom thing. That's a movie thing. Real life is like closure looks like letting stuff go because you realize you're like not having the mental space for it anymore is what gives you closure. Like just letting go of the shit you'll never understand.
I've and that is so true. But at the end of the day, it's a choice. Everything in this world. Now, granted, somebody walks up and shoots me in the head. I didn't choose that. But I'm saying in relationships, the way that I feel, everything, I choose to feel that way because what I may feel, she's choosing to feel a different way. I'm choosing to feel this way. It's only do I choose to continue and allow it. If someone repetitively, time and time again, keeps showing me hurt that makes or if their actions make me feel a negative way or hurt, uh, that's only my hurt, but I don't want to feel that. And if she's unable to make me feel any other way than that, sure, it's not always that, but when it's continual, I guess it's a choice to, this is what I'm going to put up with because think of how hard it is for you to change something up here yourself, willingly, wanting it. It's difficult, in the mind. But for me to think that I'm going to be able to change her is just insane because it's
Yeah.
so hard for me to change the way
Well,
that I think. And when I'm at my core feeling like I'm doing good, I'm love, and in your own mind, it's the knowing what else can I do? And if it's never enough, and no matter how much you try to tell them, no matter what you do, it's not going to change her unless she wants it to change. It's her choice. And free will is a motherfucker sometimes.
yeah, it is. You said Flex. You mentioned my situation, and yeah, what you said, it's driving me crazy. It was. I'll say it was driving me crazy, and sometimes it still does. Like, it hurts to sit back and think about, well, hey, what did I do? Why did you cut me off completely and ghost me? Like, what did I do? Especially when you sit back and replay things in your mind, and then you start to think about them out dating other men. But something I learned is throughout life is grass is never greener on the other side. You know, and if you're gonna knock this guy for whatever flaw, maybe he has bad patience or anger issues, and you're gonna drop him for that. and you're gonna go get with this other guy, and it's gonna be great in the honeymoon stage, and you're gonna be single and blah blah blah. But then when you get to know the other guy, you find out he's a junkie, or he's an alcoholic, or he's abusive, or he's a cheater, whatever. And then you're gonna regret leaving the first one, and it's just a cycle. It's repetitive that I see with women, and I'm not. Ladies, don't think I'm a misogynist. I'm not. I love women. I think you guys are. We wouldn't be able to survive without you. Um, but I see this countless times again, and I don't want to bring up scripture or Bible or anything, but I keep telling people, I said, why did Eve get tempted in the garden and not Adam? And it was because Adam was too close to God, that the devil couldn't tempt him. He had a direct relationship with God, where Eve got all her information secondhand. She didn't have that connection that Adam had. So I think it passed down throughout the generations that where women just aren't in touch as much as with their feelings, with God, with their higher power, whatever you want to call it. They're just not as in touch. And I think the patriarch, where men were the providers and the decision makers, the leaders, is dissolving.
It
It is,
shows that women always choose a snake in the grass more. There was only one other man on the planet with her, and she still. What does
still
that
betrayed
say?
him. Now wait, let me think about it this way. She knew not to eat the fruit.
See,
That's
but
the
God only
only
told him
husband you
though.
have. You're
I,
supposed to love your husband and this and that. She still gave him the fruit and deceived
she
him.
knew. She
She
knew.
still gave him the fruit and deceived him and took him down with her. So that just tells me I think women have been selfish throughout history. It's very hard to find a woman that is selfless, in
That's
my
why they
opinion.
get the pain for now. Now when you have a baby, he said, "I'm gonna make that hurt, make it painful for you." That's what he said.
Yeah.
Not,
But
I didn't.
I'll tell you the truth, Flex and Mike, I love her to death. I even told my kid's mother that I love my girlfriend. And I know she's probably listening or she's probably going to watch it. Marion, if you're watching this, shout out to you. I love you. Uh, I still don't know why she hates me so much, but whatever. I wish her the best. God bless her and let her go
Let him
about her
hate.
life.
Let him
I
hate,
don't
and
hate,
give all that love you got instead of giving it to her. Give it into yourself, and
yeah, I have
watch
that's
what
it. That
happens.
yeah, that and my children. That's what I've been doing,
And
and
of
I
course,
wish her the
Yeah,
yes.
best. I really
when
do.
you love strongly and like you don't feel it returned, that shit feels empty as hell, man. And I'm sorry you're going
Man,
through it, but like, it's like I always like the expression when they say you're never too much for the people that care about you, and so like all that love that you send out that didn't get returned, like once you just turn to different people, your friends, a new love, or whoever, man, like it's gonna come back tenfold.
yeah, I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe
yeah.
that.
Don't let her sway you into thinking that it's not enough or wasn't. It's not good enough. No, it's undeserving for her.
Love is crazy, isn't it? Because Shy, you're a smart guy. You're very intelligent. You're in school. You're driven to do all these things, and then you know, we'll throw it all away for someone that we love immediately. Like it really is crazy that it's kind of like how they say Rome wasn't built a day, but it was destroyed in one. Like we
Yeah,
could our whole energy, we could be doing everything for making the good decisions, and then the moment we have a shot at love, if an unhealthy decision is needed to be made, we make it.
But it only
And
goes that one way.
it's
Man does
nuts.
that for woman. I've never heard of a woman quitting the career, quitting this or quitting that to go to him. Maybe in a Hollywood like B movie or something that never got made because it was such a unbelievable story.
it was
It
one of your scripts, Flex. You wrote up one of your horror scripts. That was one of your screenplays. You know, it,
I think the women only fans count wouldn't be so high if it went both ways.
yeah, it
That's the
doesn't.
social
It
media
doesn't.
is such a big part of it too, because it used to be if you want to fantasize, there was like Victorian literature, or there was like a movie, or like the smut shit at the grocery store, those little quick romance books. But now it's like it's all forms of life, not just romance. Where like I could scroll on my phone for 10 minutes and suddenly I see how good someone has it with their guy in another state, another country, another career, another situation where maybe these people are poly, maybe these people have the family I want, whatever it is. There's so many types of jealousy now. It's like you're seeing all these things that are possible that you didn't know before, and it triggers something inside of us like we're not meant to know this much. Like
It's
that's why
Yeah.
community is always so important because you fuck with the people around you and you build that up. And now I could be like in love with someone in a different state. My best friend lives in another place. My family's scattered, and like my whole community is only like you know in our minds in a certain way. Like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
and I think that the social media, to me, like, I don't care about it. I would delete the whole thing. I'm 47 years old. We didn't have what Facebook, MySpace, and social media to like 2010, 2000.
Yeah, and then Facebook was just for college kids. Like you had to
Yeah.
have a college email to be on
we
it.
learned how to
So
occupy our minds and be able to be
I don't
creative and
care for
be
the dude. I don't care for this. I'm in school to be a software engineer. I'll do my job, but I really don't care about the tech, like especially the social media. If my wife or future wife, which I don't have a wife, but if I ever have a wife, she told me, "Look, let's get rid of this. Instead, I don't want to do the joint thing with Facebook. Let's just get rid of this because
those
it causes
couples
problems."
crack me up.
No problem. No problem. I didn't have it majority of my life. No problem. But it's like you said, Mike. It is not. I think it is really. It boils down to choice, and they are not willing to put their man first.
They always feel
They're
they're
not.
settling
Yeah,
for something
they
less
and
than.
for me, I have a prosthetic leg, right? At first, it made me feel really, what am I, inadequate because of my leg? Am I unworthy because of it? It made me feel
Which
like
is natural, I would think. It's only
yeah, it made
human
me
like
feel really at first and I still get bad thoughts like I got keys to her. I'm on the lease. I could have went there and knocked on her door and brought her roses and stuff, but why am I gonna kiss your ass if I show up there and you probably got another guy there? Or you're not welcoming me there. I'm not gonna go. So
stank bit you in a spot inside that that is, and I mean, nobody could ever know your situation like you do. Nobody could ever know mine like I do. Nobody can ever know Flex's as he does. It's trying to imagine from my what your point of view might be like, and just it hurt me just thinking of what it would be like. I can't even begin to describe. Only you know that,
yeah,
and it's that just imagining of what that is. There's someone that makes me feel. Uh, doesn't mean anger. Anger is going to happen. Hurt's going to happen, but there are different levels, I guess. Hurt is hurt, but there's also just things, unspoken things that not so much rules, but as a human, right and wrong. And when a
yeah.
continual wrong is being shown, fuck, man, that ain't right.
Well, Flex is you don't have kids, and Mike, you don't have kids either. So this is hard for me to relate this to you guys, but she has 3 kids from another man, and from the man, I don't like the guy at all. I could sit here and bash him all I want, but I'm not going to. Even though there's 20 million negative things I could say about the guy, I'm not going to. I'm not going to say these negative things about her either. Um,
I'll
but
say them.
I took care of her and her children because I love her. Because I love her. I moved my whole apartment into her house and was taking care of them like they were my children because I loved her. And it wasn't good enough. So now I moved back out and I'm in my place and I still wanted to be with her. I still made an effort until she ghosted me. Now, like you said, what is that saying? You told me it the other day, Flex, and so did you, Mike. You touched on it. You have to go through the fire to get to paradise.
Hmm.
You know, you have to suffer to reach that happiness.
And it's the acknowledgement of it and the knowing that it's not. That's what you have to. Life isn't all beautiful. In order
No,
for beauty to exist, there must be absolute ugliness. And I'm not, not physical, but you can only know something in life from its opposite. I know
exactly.
up because I can point to down. Here's left because here's right. So when someone shows you how evil they can be and hurtful, it's only because you know what, man, I deserve to be loved. And if it's not being given, it's choice.
So it's a choice. It's all choice.
I feel like it's real hard because it comes down to like it's just concepts are always impossible to fully understand. Like for how crazy love is, like happiness is the same thing. And like you said, Mike, like for something to exist, the opposite needs to be true. Like happiness means nothing if you don't know what sadness is as well.
Exactly.
But like look at like I could go on all day about how evil big pharma is and how they don't actually do shit. But when you look at like all these different diseases and the different things we could eradicate, but like if you have depression, you're on that shit forever. Because there is
Yeah.
no cure for depression because emotion is a spectrum. And I think we have a hard time separating that sometimes because it could be like, you did provide for her. You took care of her. So if she was still feeling like unhappy, that's a scary thought to yourself when
That
you
is.
finally get all the things that you want and you realize I'm still unhappy. Is that because I didn't really want this? Is it because I want something else? Am I just unhappy because sometimes that happens? And does that mean the happiness won't come back? Like it's frightening. And it's one of those things we live with every day where like we know that happiness isn't forever. We know that like as much as like there's always the ability to give it, I don't think there is a such thing as unconditional love. Like there's you could say that and you can love like you loved her, I'm sure you feel unconditionally. But like
Yeah.
at some point something could have happened or like, she just stopped communicating with you. And
Yeah.
like that's now changed the whole relationship, whether or not your love changed. So it's like sometimes like we look at unconditional love as like I'll never give up, but that's not what it means. Like it could be a hurricane blew her away and she lives in another country with no phone now. Like shit like that. Like that's that's a condition, and you'd have to move on, even though like nothing was done wrong. And it's like
Fucking hurricane blew her
conditions change
away.
on your own time.
That's why you see a lot of single guys walking dogs because they
Yeah.
love them no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
It's
you said when you said the hurricane blew her away, she could have like I said, like you said, why did you go? I think the reason that she cut the communication off is because she knows she loves me, and in order for her to get over me and move on, or to even get over the heartbreak, she had to cut the communication off. But if you really meant what you said and you loved me unconditionally, you wouldn't have cut the communication because like you said, every relationship isn't going to be all pixies and daisies and roses. All right, it's going to be hard times, but you have to go through the hard times, just like a Tootsie Pop. You got to eat the hard part to get to the sweet middle. You know what I mean? If you don't, you got to
it
push
only
through them
took
hard
that
times
out.
to get to the
You
sweet
got
spot.
three. Give her, how many strikes does a person get though in life? Chances.
Mm,
How many times are you willing to feel that way? Because if it's, I guess, if true love, then you're willing to sign
Yep,
up
I
for a
agree.
lifetime of it, possibly. It's the, I don't know. It's it's why I'm single because right now I've taken a break because eventually, you know, for me personally, I found I was only trying to reenact what I'd seen others, what I see on film, what I see on TV, what I see from my parents, what I see from this, from that. Trying to reenact that love, right? Without ever starting from loving within myself first. Because if I don't love me, any and all of love that I show to someone is my idea of love, of my best way to possibly guess that that's what it is. Because if I can't love me, I am only me. as are only you, and he is only he. But yet, if I don't start at source, any and all things that are projected is just that, projected.
Well, question for
That
you, Mike.
love,
Have
we
you
make it so radiant that that light inside is just undeniably seen, that it you don't even almost have to try, I think, because you're just filled with it, because it stems from the source. It has seen
what have you
itself and
found
it
that
knows
helps that?
itself.
Like, what are some things that you've done or learned that like helps you find that self love? Because I know everybody struggles with that. Like, what's something that's given you some success as you're journeying through that?
Hmm.
God granted me a beautiful gift that should have. I had so I had emergency brain surgery 6 years ago.
Yeah, I
Uh,
remember that.
I had to be airlifted to uh, uh, the nearest traumatic hospital. I always stutter when I talk about it. For some reason, it brings out like a. It's not hard for me to talk about, but apparently it's touchy. I was in a coma for 6 days, but that night they called my family and told them to come say goodbye. You know, uh, and then 6 days later, I just woke up, and it was like being shot out of a fucking cannon from blackness to just white. Um, and the I it was either I died, not that on that table, but it was after. Um, Once I was back to my apartment by myself with no one, nobody to talk to, and the mental loudness. The doctors never, they didn't warn me about anything, and the mind is unknown, the consciousness, it's all unknown. But I I was either going to continually use drugs to the point that I was gonna die, and I wanted to, and I didn't care. But it was only by grace that I was pulled out of that, and I had to go to jail for 8 months because of just some stupid shit. But in a place where there was nothing but me to, I had to, so I did. I self reflected and I dove deep, and through diving deep doesn't mean that I found a lot of pain that I had hid, buried into places that were forgotten, buried so well that even my own mind had forgotten about it. But when every door up there opened wide open, and I was forced to deal with it, so I
Didn't
did.
music help you, Mike? Didn't music help you when
Oh
you were?
man, music helped me, and the thing that helped me most was opening that Bible and reading. The thing that helped me most was a remembrance of I was known before I came here. He said, before you were in the womb, I knew you. And it was it's a now continual search and seeking to return, from where I once came. Because in this world, this is my soul having the human experience. And it's not my human searching for the soul. It's my soul is in this body right now, and I am filled with light. I'm filled with love. It's only my choice to either turn away from that and distract with the worldly things such as television, this, that, the other. I love music, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, it it's what I choose to do with it. And just remembering that only I have to live my life. And if I can't even choose to love and to be happy, well, fuck. Nobody else can do it for me. Nobody's gonna walk up to me with a gift saying happiness. It's finding happiness anywhere. It's knowing that time is only wasted if I waste it. It's being any place at any given time and a choice to choose to be happy. That sounds rude. It sounds nice. It ain't easy, but it takes work and it takes dedication and continual practice. Jordan wasn't Jordan overnight. That motherfucker went and shot free throw after free throw,
Dedication,
day after day, and became
yeah.
something. And such as life, such as love, such as happiness. It's a practice. It's a continual, repetitive speech pattern of only positivity, of projecting, manifesting into your own life, because words have power, words have meaning, and words carry a lot of weight. Whether that weight be positive towards you or negative, someone's words can hurt, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
when I tell, I am love, I am good, I am worth it, I am. And it's saying that stuff aloud, and it answers back. Maybe not immediately, but I promise you it does. It's practice.
Um, I I stopped listening to like sad music lately. I was listening to a lot of Johnny Russian music, and I noticed a lot of his songs were all sentimental and sad. It was about a broken relationship or something like that, or his dog died or whatever. It was always sad.
Yeah, yeah.
I was already sad from my breakup, you know what I mean? So I stopped listening to that music, and now I'm trying to listen to something more upbeat, and I'm trying to be more positive. And don't get me wrong, I'm human, and I cry over this girl, but I realize I gotta if she's gonna ghost me and do that, then that's her choice. But I'll tell you what, if she does do this, and let's just say hypothetically, I don't talk to her for another 6 years like last time, and then she pops back up out of the blue after 6 years and says, "Hey, my husband beat me up like last time," or something like that. You want to save a Captain Save-O? No, I wouldn't even answer the door or the phone. You know,
In this
if you're
life, think of yourself as a tree. You guys are trees. If you've grown to the size of a fucking redwood forest type fucking, you've grown. And that's the whole idea as a human, is to continue growing, right? Not
yeah,
just, we only stop at height physically to a certain point. Spiritually, and our soul is meant to continue.
there you
So if
go.
someone's
Yeah,
unwilling or
the
unable to grow with
shadows.
you, give them the shade.
Hey,
Keep
that's
seeking
what
the
they
light.
if that's what they want. I'm going to say this because I know she's probably going to see this. Do I want to cut communication off with her completely and not be her friend and not date and not push forward? Do I want to not be a stepfather to her children and be with her? No, I don't want that. I would love to be a stepfather to her children, and I would love to be with her and live happily ever after. But I can only do so much. I can't force you to want to be a participant in that situation, that scenario. I can't force you to do it. And you could have said, she could say all the best things that she want to say to her friend. Oh, I love him. He was great in bed, and he's a provider, and I feel strong. That's my soulmate. Blah blah blah. You could say a million things. Doesn't mean nothing if you don't show it to the world.
Let it fall on deaf ears, because
Yeah,
you've walked the other way towards
yeah,
knowing who you are.
exactly. Now, I'm gonna try to get off the subject of love, and but that music that you were talking about, like I I I I don't listen to rap no more, man. Like
None.
I grew up listening to Tupac and Bone Thugs and Harmony and gangster rap and Easy E and stuff. I was in my car and I realized I don't even want to listen to it no more, and I don't want to listen to nothing sad either. It's like
I
I want
love
to
Bone
listen to
Thugs.
alternative something that makes me feel good, you know?
I remember though at the time. Have you ever read the lyrics to the Bone? Me and my Uncle Charlie, yeah, this is the body, and a group of guys got it, and I'm gonna miss
Yeah.
everybody. Huh? Yeah, the lyrics to that are fucking are wild.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you hear
But
that
it's got a
flex?
feel to it, right? It
Uh,
takes me back to a place. because
He
at
Yeah.
that
said
time
a
I was
kapat body.
naive. My mind was in a totally different place. And the
That was
Christmas
good.
guys got it, and I got to meet everybody I don't know. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I remember when he fell out the window, bro. He fell. He's told you he fell out a second story window, and it's crazy that I touched back. Me and him used to work together, Flex. That's how I met him in a factory. We worked in a carpentry factory, building walls and frames for walls and stuff. And it's crazy. Years later, he fell out of the window and had massive brain surgery. I had my leg amputated and had a hemipelvectomy on my hip. We both had massive surgery, but it in it's like our trauma that we went through enlightened us. It didn't destroy us, but it put us to a higher level of being in touch with ourself, our creator,
We chose.
nature, everything. We chose life,
We
and
chose to grow.
we chose to grow, and it helped in ways that I can't begin to explain to people. Is like I told you this before, Flex. I said, man, that the little things bother people, and it don't bother me. Like the little things. Oh, this guy's driving crazy in traffic. I got road rage.
Hmm.
Bro, I don't care. Oh, I'm late for work because this train don't want to get out of my way. I'm gonna go. I'm punching it. No, I don't care. I really don't care about anything. I care. The only thing I care about is that my children are healthy. I'm healthy, and that's it. Really, God, my children, and my health. It's what I really care about.
Yeah, I think it's because a lot of people are lucky where, like, obviously don't wish anything traumatic on them, like what you guys have gone through. But, like, until you face something like that, like, I haven't had any as big a serious medical shit, but, like, I told you how it was, like, what, maybe 2 years ago or something. I
Yeah,
had I had two guns pulled on me, and I had some stuff taken from me in the city. And,
yeah.
like, at first it didn't feel like it affected me, but it started reminding me of, like, oh, well, the last time that I had gun on me, and that feeling, I guess, never got resolved. It just became old, and more stuff popped up, and it just took me right back to it. But, like, there's other shit don't bother me no more either. But, like, if you don't go through something like that where death is an actual possibility, death remains a concept that you don't have to think about. It doesn't feel real until you're, like, stopped in your tracks. You're like, this might be the fucking end of the line for you for whatever reason. And, like, if people don't have that shakeup, there's certain ways that they can't grow. You talk about how much, like, you grow from these incidents, and I feel the same way. But it's also like that's why there's always growing pains. Like, growth doesn't mean you're ever happier.
Mm,
Knowing more just means you're more aware of a bunch of stuff, and then, like, we can't help but assign our emotional intelligence to everything we think, so that
I
everything becomes in the
yeah.
lens of fair or not fair. But fair is just a concept. Like,
it
I
is.
always love the expression when they say, "What's order for the spider is chaos for the fly." Like, does that fly deserve to die? No. But does the spider deserve to eat? Sometimes it's just random and you get caught up in whatever. And, like, doesn't mean that you deserved it, but just
No,
that's life.
I when I was able to, and I thank God that I was able to recognize, I was able to see it in close hand. I grew up with a father who I no longer speak with, who was so angry all the time, just angry. And I mean, we could watch a basketball game and he'd be screaming, and it's just like, man, where does this come from?
Hmm.
Well, it didn't happen in that moment. It was being able to decipher and see that in him is also in me. It's past shit that I never closed the door on, past hurt, past humiliation, past any negative feeling that I buried deep, unknowingly into the subconscious, started bleeding into everything. You
Hmm.
know, taking what I had done, the way I felt from hurt years, and forgotten about it. But in the present moment, it unknowingly would bleed out. And I just would think it was because of this particular incident. Well, when these doors are all open from the past of these things that have never been resolved and personally dealt with, and they weren't shut. So what it for me, it took me to address, not only address that and acknowledge it, but if the ones that it dealt with, or some people that may have caused it, if they're alive, go talk to them, let them know, and you know what, they're going to be angry about it, but you're going to be set free.
You
It
know, there's
released everything from me.
you seen that show? This I don't think you've seen it, Flex, because you're not into Christian movies. But there's a show called The Chosen, and Matthew went to ask the apostle Matthew went to ask Peter for forgiveness, and after he asked, he said, I'm sorry for what I did to you and your family." He said, "So I'm asking for forgiveness," and he said, "But forgiveness is a gift. You don't have to give it to me, but I am at least apologizing on my end." You know what I mean?
It
And
releases everything.
it's up to the other person to either forgive you or not. But I really look at it that way. Not only with relationships, friendships, wives, girlfriends, family, and all things. Like, look at this. Me and Mike had a little argument a month ago, a couple months ago. It was about
Yeah.
2 or 3 months ago. We had a little argument, and I didn't talk to him for 2 months, and I missed the guy because he's like close to me, like me and you. And out of the blue, he hits me up and wants to talk again and ask for forgiveness. Of course, I forgive him, and we're friends again, you know. But it's up to that person to forgive, you know. And some people have such a hard heart, calloused heart, they can't
Ego.
forgive, and they can't forgive. But you know, if God, and I know you're not a believer of No More Flex, but if if you can't forgive your fellow human being, brother or sister, and how is he gonna how is your creator gonna forgive you when you stand in front of him? And he says, "Well, you didn't forgive this guy. You didn't forgive this girl. You didn't forgive the dog for pooping on your shoe. You didn't do, you know, you didn't forgive them. So how do you want
We're
him to
not
forgive
deserving
you?"
of any gifts that we're not willing to give.
Exactly.
It was
Exactly.
I
it
100%
was
agree with that.
easy because I had to be I humbled and looked at myself. Man, Mike, you were a fucking prick. I was. It was an ego and the vanity and the stupid self that wanted to. As a man, we want to be right. Nobody likes being
Yeah.
wrong. So it was looking in a mirror for me and saying, dude, fucking come on, man. Like, really? Are you seriously this dumb, dude? Come on, man. And it was, it just, the moment, and not to say that, because I definitely, man, it bothered me for a while. You're Shy and I, we talk about everything, So the fact that, and you would pop in my head many
Yeah.
times, like I'd
Yeah.
want to call, man, this is something I need. No, no, man, no, fuck him. Until finally it was, Mike, you fucking dummy. Just, you're the moron. Can't do anything. I don't know how Shy feels, but if he feels it even close to how I do, then I think we're gonna be all right. And it was just in that moment, I didn't hesitate one bit. Reached out, and went, you know what? Good people recognize other good people, and we're fucking human, and we
Yeah,
fuck
admitting
up.
you're wrong is like the most vulnerable thing you can really do, especially being raised in like I had a angry father I no longer speak to. But also we came up also in like a time when in school, like if you were wrong, haha, you're an idiot. It's like actually no, I'm learning for the first time. If I don't know something, that's actually a failure of the system instead of me. But we learn to personalize being wrong all the time. And like I'm glad that you've found things that like give you more peace and like yeah, Shy, like we've talked about religion and stuff before and like I may not be like a believer in the whole story anymore, but there's still aspects that like I feel like are universally true. And
Yeah.
one of the things I really think about is like, the fruits of the spirit, right? and
Yeah.
like you can list them off and stuff, but like it's because there's more than one thing. Like when you just look at the first three, the first of the spirit is love, joy, peace are the first three, right?
Right.
And so like right now, when you talked about like, um, if in a couple of years maybe that X circles back, you would choose peace. But right now you're hurt because you want love. But love and
Yeah.
peace are two different things, and we need, it's like a well balanced diet when it comes to fitness. Like we need more than one fruit to get like nourishment to our soul. Like sometimes maybe love is more important because it feels like what you lack. Other times when you realize I've given too much to myself and I need peace, you can scale that back. And the forgiveness that comes from the other ones, kindness, patience, goodness, like you always want to be more of the thing that you need, because how
Yeah.
else are you going to receive it? People won't
No.
forgive you if you don't forgive. People aren't going to love you if you're not willing to love. Like every single one of those things comes from you just planting the seed in yourself first, for it to bear fruit. Because it's like you said earlier, Mike, like no one's just going to give you a gift. We
No.
wish it was like that, but
Yeah.
like everything is earned. And that includes the things that we do deserve just by being alive. Like we do deserve love and peace and all of these things. But like, unfortunately, like everything else in life, nothing's free. You have to earn it.
Yeah, it's even the things that we think are free, like you just said, love, peace, joy, family, the virtues, they're not free. But I said I say this to a lot of people. They don't, to admit that you were wrong
It's
is a
difficult.
big thing. Is very difficult, and that I have like a Creole, and I think you guys might have seen it. The You ever seen the movie Kingdom of Heaven
Mm-mm.
Nah.
with Orlando Bloom and Liam Neeson,
I don't think I've
Nielsen or
seen that
whatever?
one.
All right, there's a Creole he says in that movie, and because they're knights, and before he got knighted, he had to say this Creole, and it was like I kind of memorized it, and I want to live by it because it was honorable. It said, "Have no fear in the face of thy enemies. Be bold and upright, so God may love thee. Tell the truth always, even if it leads to death. Safeguard the helpless and do no wrong." Bro, if you could just live by that guideline, I like, because
It is
really,
hard
it's
because
hard.
knowing people in this world today would rather be comfortable in lies than feel exposed in truth, because truth is revealing. It reveals all things. Truth. It's an uncomfortability. It's all things, right? When you stick with truth, it reveals. It's the lie that's comfortable. The pretend, that the half truth at best. People
Yeah.
don't want to feel uncomfortable. People want to feel good. They want to be happy. They want to be yay. That's not life.
No.
Or it is life for some because they make a choice to choose anything other than truth. The truth is what has gotten me hated by my family because I wanted to release all this pain and hurt that I had for myself. It cost me. Like we said, it's not free, right? It
No.
No.
cost me my relationship with my family because of their utter refusal to speak the truth, knowing that my mom would call me and would want to whisper it to me behind the closed doors that, all right, okay, I'm sorry. It's, if you can't love me publicly, you're not going to do so in private. No,
Yeah.
it's I'm worth more, and if you don't feel that way, I love you, but no, I won't.
You know what my son told me today? I was walking, I had my prosthetic leg on. My 7-year-old son, it's his birthday. And
Happy birthday, little guy.
Happy
yeah, right.
birthday.
So yeah, it was his birthday. We had cake over here and all his toys. Made my house a mess. But we before that we went in Target and I had my prosthetic leg on, and as I was putting it on before we left the house, he was like, "Oh, you got that robot leg, Dad? Is it charged up?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then we get in the store, and he's there's another little kid that's talking, that playing with his toys in the toy aisle, And he's like, my dad, he tells the little kid, look at my dad. He's got a Robocop leg. And I started laughing, cracking up because he was like proud of it. He was proud of my disability, my leg. He was like, it's so cool. Your leg is so cool. And because a 7-year-old doesn't look at,
He,
they don't,
if when you, he'll learn it from you that it
yeah,
bothers. So don't ever let it bother you. You show him that I'm not that. You know
yeah.
what? This just made me fucking Superman, bro. This is I'm you know, and you know what?
Yeah,
He will. That is awesome, bro. What you
yeah.
just said is awesome.
He was proud about it, telling other little kids in the aisle, like, come check out my dad's leg.
Yeah, I mean,
He
how many
didn't pick
kids
that
have a
up off the
dad
street.
and
He
a
learned that
robot?
from
Like, that's
you.
awesome.
Exactly. I got a robot and a dad. It's pretty cool. And
Dream.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's awesome,
Kids just they have no filter. Kids have no filter and they're innocent.
they're
And
naive. They're naive. They don't know other than they see it from the ones they see all the time. Their father, their mother. So when
Hmm.
dad shows nothing but resilience and is strong, guess what? That you can't help but give it to him.
yeah, definitely.
He's gonna be given a gift that later on in life, maybe one he'll be able to be fortunate enough to be able to acknowledge and realize, oh man, wow,
Dude,
man,
my plan was only to spend like $50 on a gift, but because he warmed my heart up so much, I kind of went over the $50, and I was like, oh man,
uh,
because
absolutely, absolutely, and that says so much about you, my man.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the whole not being enough love for that woman, that's a falsehood. But what you're doing
I
for your
I still
boy,
it still clicks in my head though. I
of
think
course,
Flex knows. Flex
of
knows.
course,
I'm I think you
of
know this too,
course.
Mike, because you've known me for years. I'm a little OCD, and I keep replaying it in my head, like, and it bothers me to a point. Like you said, I
Oh
want
shit.
closure. I want closure, but there is no closure. Even if
Yeah.
she came here and we made love and we had a good conversation, it's still no closure. There
Yeah.
isn't.
That the closure's not going to come until you get what you want, and it's just not going to be from that person you wanted it from. But it's like there's so many times when like I thought I would never get over something, and like I thought that was my ceiling of like I loved with everything I had at the time, and I'm like I don't think I could find that again. But then when you find someone different and like the love is strong and it's returning, you're like actually like love is easy now with this person. Like you forget how like effortless it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
And that's why like it's great to be around kids because it's like that is like a learned behavior is all the hate. Like
it
there might
is.
be disappointment or sadness when things don't go your way because that's the human condition. But everything else, like holding stuff against people, not forgiving stuff like that, that's all like learned, and it's hard to let that go later in life. Like I think people talk down on the ability to be like childish, but I've always felt like that's one of the best things you can maintain. If you could get to like the age where we're at and you still are allowing yourself to just let things go, accept people as they are, have fun and not let, other people's opinions rattle you, like it's such a powerful thing to be able to do. And
Yeah,
we're all born with
Absolutely.
something
I think
beautiful
absolutely.
every
though
day.
the lie is believing that because I was this, I'm always this. It is that's
Hmm.
the lie. It's choice. Just because I have a father that grew up or watched since childhood, did nothing but scream at the TV, and especially let's just he doesn't like a certain type of people that play in the NBA. He would or NFL. He would love to use this particular word all the time. Biggest bigot I've ever seen in my life. Now it was my choice. I immediately when he would say it, I felt no, like it's no. What? I'm beyond blessed and grateful that I was able to have the uh, be able to use be assertive in knowing that that's not what I want and not what I have to be. because I had now have a brother who is the same. He, like father, like son. It's a choice. I chose to never be that, and it was in that choice that I feel makes me a better person. And my pathway doesn't look like this anymore. His
Yeah.
path is like this,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and we all have eyes, and that's not to say that I don't recognize when someone of different skin color is different, because there is difference in this world. That's what's beautiful about it. There's all things, not just one thing.
Well,
And to hate on something though for nothing was disgusting to me, and I chose not to do it. I would have had an easier time had I joined in.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been accepted to join in.
exactly. If you would have jumped in and been like, yeah, Dad, that guy was the N word or whatever, or F that, and your dad probably would have been like, oh yeah, come on, sit down, have a beer or whatever.
They wouldn't, you know it. My brother and him are like best buds to this day. Both they now I was it was a choice though to not want to be like that, and
No, it's a choice. I agree.
Just like they talk about
and
the
it
importance of
it
like
hurts
a
me.
good man can't see evil and do nothing. Like everything's a choice. That's including like you're also not by default a good person by choosing to not be that bad, but choosing every day to do good instead. Like that's
It's
powerful, man. Like
knowing I'm capable
I'm,
of it,
I'm
but
glad you're
not
here, and I'm
is
glad you're
power.
you. And like
To,
I know we're all looking for that love from another person too, like the other gender, because that's natural. But like, I hope you know, I love and appreciate both you guys, and I see how you are, and like, for what it's worth, man, like, love and respect to both of you, and like, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're you. I wouldn't have you any other way.
absolutely same to you. And we need to normalize in a society that men, it's okay to it's okay to have feelings and to be able to talk to them about them. With I'm not able
100%.
to, I don't have a best friend that's a woman. My best friends are men, and the only discussions I'm able to have deeply about feelings are with men,
Same.
because and you know what, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make I'm not gay. Not that there's nothing wrong with that. I'm in touch with who I am, and in order to be a better person, it's being able to talk about this shit and
Mm-hmm.
not feel any other way than there's the only way to feel about this is good. This helps me so much.
Because when you think about too, like, so much of your inner dialogue is negative,
It's
and
all
like
negative.
but like, there's sometimes like you might have had a crazy belief as a kid, like something me and Shy touched on before. Is like for no reason I decided one of the Lost Boys from Peter Pan was like hiding in my toilet, and but it was weird for no reason. And like, and
I
like,
remember that episode.
but when I say it out loud, I'm like, what a ridiculous thing. But like, there's also like we have these negative thoughts that consume us and are so real, and like,
It's
if
all
you don't
doubt.
share them, you don't realize like a common one that's joked about is like thinking your parents' divorce was your fault, you know?
Oh,
And like,
that's common. That's
and that's
very
like,
common.
it's literally not until you say it out loud, you're like, no, I had nothing to do with that. And it's like, don't get that healing until it's like out there. And it's always important to share how you feel because, like, things buried are not gone. The same way we never lose the people that really matter to us. Like the same with like our pain and negativity. You could bury it down, but it's not going away. That's where the roots are, and that leaches into everything that you do and everything that grows forward.
Well,
That's
not
why, like,
everybody's replaceable, and see that's where some women and men. I ain't gonna just say women, but some people have this fallacy that they think that, oh well, this I'll just go replace him and get with somebody new, or they have that cliche. You want to get over someone, get under someone new. That bro. That's I can easily go get laid and
It's a
get over this
distraction.
shit in a heartbeat and distract myself. But is it gonna? It's like it's masking it. It's like putting a. It's not solving the
Putting the
problem.
band-aid on a bullet wound.
Exactly. It's not solving the problem. So I choose not to do that because not everybody's replaceable. Some people's spirits or souls or whatever is you're not gonna
If
find
we
that connection again.
if we
I
were
probably
all
won't ever
replaceable,
find
no
that
one
same
would be
connection.
original. no one would be unique.
Exactly.
Because if everyone could be interchanged as some sort of car part, we'd be a dime a dozen. But it's individuality. It's being yourself. Because if you're always yourself, not everyone's gonna like you, and that's fine. It's the
That's
knowing
fine.
that.
That's
Not,
fine.
I don't want it, and I don't want to be liked by everyone because someone that is, I know, is just nothing but fake.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A people pleaser, and that's you can you can have a lot of friends and never be known who you really are, or you can have a small amount and be able to speak freely and never worry about who
You
you
know,
are.
it touched my heart real. I'm gonna shout out to you, Rich. I know you're gonna see this, Richie Lefevre. I've cried to you before too, Flex. You came to the hospital after I had my hemipelvectomy, and I cried with Mike before too after I had my surgery. But this is when I was after my hemipelvectomy. They wanted to give me the chemotherapy or radiation, and I didn't know which one I should take. And I got on the phone with Richie, and I haven't seen this guy since high school, man. I mean, I'm 47 years old. I haven't seen him since I was 18. And just from telling him what's been going on with my life, he started tearing up. And I'm like, why are you crying, man? And he's like, they're trying to kill you, man. They're trying to kill my friend. And I can't handle it. And that touched me. You know what I mean? That touched me. And we're good, great buds ever since. We've since high school we've been great buds, and that drew me closer to him. And it's the feelings when you connect with another person like that, and they have empathy towards you, bro. There's no better feeling that relationship is so genuine after that.
It's a reminder you're not alone.
Yeah, it's so genuine, and like I thank God I didn't have to do the radiation or the chemo, and the cancer's gone. But to have friends show up like that in your hospital room, that and to sit there with you and to talk to you and call you every day and say, hey man, are you all right? Or to cry with you on the phone, dude, that's amazing to me. It's
It is a
amazing.
reassurance knowing that yes, I am a good fucking. It's not just me that has those feelings of I'm good. I know I'm fucking. We want human nature. We're not meant to be alone.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You know these
That's exactly
statistics? I
why
told you the
even in the
statistics. Didn't I tell you? I think I told you, Flex. I
yes,
didn't
you
tell
did.
Mike. All right, they told you. I want the
Yes,
audience to hear this. Statistically, the divorce rates for men and women is 49%. For men with other men is at 22%. Women with women is at 78%. What does that tell you? That tells you I don't think men are the problem here.
speaks for itself. Yeah.
Speak for itself.
My phone is about out of juice.
Can I read you guys something though, real quick that
Yeah,
I
read
wrote?
that real quick and
Oh,
we'll close
100%,
it
bro.
out.
I wrote this months ago. If what I wanted was easy, there'd be no fear of being wrong. If I went along with the story just to feel like I belong, I'd be in more group photos, playing in their game. I'd be just like the others, another face, another name. But that's not the choice I make. I choose to trust my soul. Knowing what that will bring, I'll pay the price and pay the toll. I'll be labeled as the outcast, the blackbird who sings. But truth leads in one direction, to source of everything.
Hey man,
Dude, that was
that was good,
awesome.
bro. That was pretty good.
Yes.
You wrote that?
Yeah, I wrote, yeah.
You should check out Flex's poetry. He's an author, and
You right?
shout out Flex. What is it? Startle Doom Productions.
Sardi
Um,
House. Yo, check it
Sardi
out.
House
But yeah,
Productions. Sorry,
I knew you
he's
were
a
all right kind of guy. Hell yeah.
no.
yeah,
He's an
Gold digger,
author.
brother.
yeah. Once
I
we're off
love
camera,
that.
Shy, shoot him my info, man. Let's all
I will.
connect again. This was good, man, and I'm down.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Let's do it again soon.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna shoot him your info. I'll shoot you the recording so we could do some. So you could edit some clips, and I'll edit some clips, and maybe next weekend.
Hell yeah,
This
All
dude.
was
right.
awesome. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, next
Saturdays for the
weekend we'll do it
boys.
again. Next
Absolutely.
weekend we'll do it again. All right.
Absolutely.
All right, hell yeah. All right, guys, be safe, stay strong,
You too.
and
All right,
Remember,
man.
sports.
guys, be good. Love yourselves.
All right, you too.